Hello, this is Lee Hamilton. Today I'm going to be talking about the GeoMax Zipp 10R Pro. Okay, this video is how to download your data onto a data stick. So now let's suppose you've been working all day and you've got all your data, but it's inside the instrument. You got to get it to your computer or to your phone or your data collector, another external data collector, wherever you need to transfer it to. The preferred and provided method from GeoMax is through the USB. Now there's two USB ports here. You've got the Type A, which is what we're going to use, and then I believe that might be a Type B, or it's a micro, or a mini. I'm confused about the name of that one. But anyway, we're going to use a USB stick. Plug in the USB there. There's a warning because I did remove it without being in the main menu. This is definitely a concern. I shouldn't play this off, but especially with older computers. This is running Windows Mobile CE, so that is an older mobile platform. So probably should pay attention to this. But basically, before you remove a data stick, you either need to shut down the device properly or remove it from the main menu. So I'm going to say OK to that. So here's how you remove your data or move it to the data stick. You're going to go into Menu from the root screen, and then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to see Data Transfer right there, F3. So let's choose Data Transfer. In this case, we're going to export. This is where you bring in points and you export points, but in this case, we're going to export. We are going to go to USB. There isn't an option to switch USB stick. So that's the only way at this point, unless you have a cable and you're using an external data collector. So the type of points you want to remove: fixed points, observed and fixed points, or observed points. So what is the difference between observed and fixed points? Fixed points are the points that you either type in manually on the gun or you've imported from somewhere else. A fixed point, you already have the numbers and you've brought them in one way or another. An observed point is a point that you collected data from the gun and you created that point with that data. So you've either shot an angle or you've turned an angle, or shot a distance, turned an angle, one or the other, or both, and you created a point. That's an observation. Now when you export this with both of them, it's going to export two files. One's going to start with an M and the other one's going to start with an F. But it'll be the same job number that you give it here in a second. So I don't need the observed and the fixed points in this case. I'm just going to do the observed points. This is the name of the job that I want to export, which is the one I've been working with today. You can actually search or pick from a list, but this is the one it is. You can also scroll back and forth. There it is. I'm going to hit OK. And then it's going to ask me what folder to put it in. Now you can go up and down. Currently it's in hard disk is the USB, and jobs is the folder inside of here. The first time you export, it's going to create that folder jobs for you inside the folder. I can hit more and view some time, but I'm going to put it in this folder. I can view the date and the time. That's what I was looking through. So I'm just going to hit OK. ASCII 2, that is a typical text. Well, ASCII 2 is the encoding format for the text file. Those are standard letters that we use here in America. There's some other options: GSI, index, or IDEX. ASCII 2 is what you need to export. Your extension, you can change that: TXT, CSV, some of the others. This will be comma separated. Hit OK. Right here I can change how the values are separated. It's currently set to comma. You can do space, tab separated values, semicolon, but we use comma. I want everything in US feet. I don't need a header. Now what a header is the first row will say point name, northing, or point name, comma, northing, comma, easting, comma, zenith or elevation or height, something like that, comma, code. Those are called headers, when your first row defines what your place values are. Most systems, or I've never worked with anyone who requires headers. If anything, it's going to throw a wrench in the system. But there are some other programs in computer programming that do require headers. So it's in here for a reason, but you probably won't use it. You can page down here. Your first value, notice they misspelled first. This is programmed inside the gun that way. F-I-R-S-T. Your first value is going to be point ID, that's the point number. Second value will be northing, third easting, and the fourth is the elevation. When you go down, your fifth will be code, and sixth, I don't have that set, but you can set it to attributes or anything else. If your code list has attributes, being like a tree and the attribute is oak, that's where that comes in. Once you have that set, I'm going to have that set to none. Now, if you do have attributes set here and you don't have any attributes on your codes, you're going to export extra commas. And it's going to, again, if the drafters aren't expecting that or whoever's importing it, it's going to throw a wrench in the system. So set that to none if you're not using attributes. Alright, enter. I'm going to hit OK. And it wrote it very fast. So do I want to transform our data? Now I could go to another job and transfer it too, but I don't need to do that. So I'm going to hit no. That's how you export your data. And now it's on this data stick.